I said my last goodbyes, and I thought to myself, when will I see all of you again? My classmates threw me a goodbye party. My family members gave me hugs and kisses with tears in their eyes. My mother, father, brother, sister, and I grabbed our few suitcases and embarked on our long flight to the United States. I was scared. I was scared to come to a place I didn't know. I was scared to make new friends. I was scared that I would know no one. I was scared to leave a place that I called home for so many years. And I was also scared of a place I did not know how to communicate with. I am an immigrant, and I never thought I was different until I started to experience being different. I came to this country when I was 8 years old, and I didn't understand the language. I had to work hard to learn it. My name, Katarzyna Malashevska, was not the easiest name for teachers to pronounce. I was that kid that hid behind her desk when the teacher arrived at the letter K of her roster every single year. Year after year, I watched my classmates staring at me and even making fun of me as I taught teachers how to pronounce my name. I was embarrassed to be Polish. In middle school, I had a few Polish friends that I hung out with every morning before the school opened. And next to us, there was a group of girls that actually started to pick on us because of where we came from. They called us all sorts of racial names. They made fun of our language. They even started to push us up the stairs as we entered the school building in the morning. And this went on for days until we asked the school counselor to step in, and then it finally stopped. This caused me to actually hate speaking Polish in public. I was embarrassed of it, and I felt like it wasn't safe for me to be me. I am an immigrant, and I was embarrassed of who I was and where I came from. I never really realized it, but these experiences caused me to slowly melt away from my cultural identity. All of these childhood experiences led on all the way through high school. I became very shy. I tried to blend in. I hid myself. I did not want to be that kid that was pointed out to be different. I never spoke up. I never spoke out. I watched my classmates share proudly where they came from, and I was extremely uncomfortable. I never knew why all of this affected me. Why was it that I was so afraid what others thought of me? I am an immigrant, and I lost sight of my identity. Why was I going through this identity crisis? Why was it that I was so afraid of who I was and where I came from? I struggled with belonging. I struggled with adaptation. I questioned myself and how I fit in this world. It wasn't until college that I started to learn how to accept myself. I was studying education to obtain my teaching degree, and I had to take psychology and multicultural education classes. And these began to open up my eyes and change the way I started to see myself. I learned the importance of helping my students that came to this country feel accepted, and it also helped me accept myself. I felt like I was losing these old petals that didn't fit me and blooming new ones that actually truly fit me. And I started to embrace my name and where I came from and who I was. I started to find myself again and that identity that I had lost or, left behind. So why is it that immigrants struggle with adaptation and belonging? Why is it that immigrants have a hard time with who they are and finding ways to fit in? You see, we feel like we have to reinvent ourselves to create this American identity. We feel like we have to change who we are in order to fit in this country. We struggle seeing ourselves through our own eyes. Instead, we see ourselves through the eyes of others. So what can we do to change this? What can we do to help immigrants feel like they don't have to reinvent themselves? We can start with our children. As a past educator, I watched my students come into this country and struggle the same way I struggled to fit in. We need to teach our children to be accepting and open-minded towards others and other cultures. Children begin forming opinions and beliefs at a very young age. And if they grew up closed-minded, this can lead to bullying in schools, just like the bullying I experienced as a child. And if we do not address it, those childhood biases and prejudices that they create lead on into their adult life. You see, the beauty of this country is that it is made up of people from all over the world. This is what creates the American culture. America is known as the melting pot because of the diverse cultures and backgrounds that make this country. It is our duty to teach our children to embrace one another and our diversities, especially since America is growing in the diverse cultures, racial, and ethnic backgrounds. As Dr. Caleb Rosado said, there are 7 aspects to multiculturalism. Number 1, recognizing diverse cultures, encouraging diverse cultural contributions, acknowledging diverse cultural expressions, valuing what other cultures bring and have to offer, respecting the diversity and differences, empowering one another to reach maximum potential, but also being critical of our own biases. And lastly, celebrating and not just tolerating our differences in order to bring unity into this country. And not only embracing one another's cultures, embracing our own cultures. You see, only you can decide what you want to hold on to from your own cultural heritage. Be proud of who you are. Speak your language loud and proud and not be embarrassed of it. Celebrate what you used to celebrate back home without any shame. And most of all, share with others what makes you you because of where you came from. As I leave here today, keep in mind it all starts at home and with our children. We need to teach them to respect the diversity in this country. We need to teach them to be accepting and open-minded towards others. The more we do this work together, the better we pave a brighter future for our children. And if you are anything like me, learn to be proud of who you are and not be ashamed of it. Remember, the way we identify ourselves as children leads on into our adult life. I am Dr. Katarzyna Malashewska Suarez, and today I am an immigrant. I am proud to be Polish, I am proud of where I came from, and I am proud of who I am.